Hello, welcome to this overview of Business Plus for October 2024. I'm Peter Towers, Managing Director of ESS BIZTOOLS. This week, we have three main themes that we are talking about in the Business Plus article that hopefully you will brand and send to your clients. But very importantly, please read these articles before you send them to your clients and be ready to follow up with them to see if any of them are interested. The first article is on the trades business charge out rates setting. We've also included a completed sample of the spreadsheet that you are able to use to assist your clients to set charge out rates, which subject to the working hours and the productivity percentages being in accordance with the original estimates together with the overhead expenses and the marking up of external purchases made on behalf of clients. There's a lot of variables, isn't there? But if that all achieves, your client should be able to achieve their targeted profit. But the big opportunity here is to talk to them about offering a complete service, not only preparing the charge out calculator, but then offering them a monthly accounting service, the 52-week of the year business enhancement system, because it's very important that they monitor what the actual working hours were per team member, what the productivity percentage actually was, and inquire as to whether some changes should be made. Now, if they've already submitted quotes on the rates that have been established, well, you can't do much about that. But by changing it, they've got a new set of charge-out rates, if that's what they need, for their future quoting. And the real benefit of all this is that they're fixing a problem as it occurs, not waiting until the end of the financial year and then many months after that when you might have prepared a set of financial accounts on the old way of doing all this. By doing it this way, you're able to give them upfront advice to make some changes because things have changed from the model. So the charge out rate calculator, first of all, we talk about some general issues relative to setting charge out rates. It's not necessarily the cheapest rate that gets the customers, as we all know. But it's the service, it's the reliability, it's the turning up on time, it's the cleaning up after they're finished doing some work in someone's office or house or factory or wherever it is. So we've highlighted those particular matters. We've referred to the paper that we have substantially edited, so please reread it. Paper 165010, the setting charge out rates for trades. And we are giving you a link to the Excel spreadsheet program, which is 165010 lowercase a, which is there for you to start using with your clients. And we have a completed sample that we've prepared showing you how the system works, and you can send it on to your clients if you wish. 165010 lowercase b. If you have any comments or suggestions or improvement ideas for the charge out rate calculator, I would love to hear from you. And hopefully you'll be able to use this document to generate activity with your clients. Next month, we will feature the professional service firms calculator, which is very similar to this one. And the following month, the retail wholesalers chart, which we've developed to assist with the organising of the quantities of various product categories and the markups, to how they can be manipulated to try to help your clients achieve a targeted profit. The next item that I wanted to refer to is the Export Market Development Grant, round 4 of the new system of the Export Market Development Grant. And if you're not quite certain what I'm talking about on the new system, this is the system now that the applicant has to submit an application in advance and apply for a certain funding and from Austrade under the Export Market Development Grant. Previously, you might recall, people had to take the commercial risk of spending the money and then making an application to Austrade for the payment. Well, the new grant application opens on Tuesday, the 12th of November at 10 a.m. AEST. And I'd suggest if you've got clients interested in being able to access this grant, that you contact them and urge them to get their applications together or come and see you if you're going to be helping them on that process. And just remember that this grant applies to exporters who are actually exporting goods or services outside of Australia, but it also applies to businesses domiciled in Australia who are promoting services to overseas residents who then come to Australia to participate in those services, which might be doing whitewater rafting on a river in northern Queensland, might be visits to the Barrier Reef, it might be going to the centre at Uluru or Alice Springs. It can be activities that are targeted at overseas residents that costs have been incurred in promoting those activities to them. So it also applies to them. If you've got any questions about the Export Market Development Grant, please give me a ring. And then the final article is a continuation of the series we started in August, Understanding Business Funding. In August, we talked about the business plan. Very important. Everything starts with a business plan, or it should. I hope all your clients have got business plans. And then we move into the predictive accounting reports, which were summarised in the September Business Plus. And this is the budgets, the cash flow forecasts, the projected cash balance sheet that are very important in assisting your clients to understand the interpretation in financial terminology of the business plan. So this week we turned round to looking what happens if there is a funding shortfall. Companies stated its vision and its business plan, where normally I've noticed when business plans are prepared, there's not much thought given to where the funds are going to come from. It's only when you sit down and do the predictive accounting reports and you're working through it and looking at the various components that you start to realise that, gee, this company might not be going to have enough money, or it could be a business at this stage. If they want to raise capital, though, they're going to have to become a company. So then the questions start. Where is the money going to come from? Now, obviously, the answer could be, well, we'll go to the bank and borrow it, but that requires directors' guarantees, and probably shareholders' guarantees, normally requires some asset to be offered as a security for the borrowing. There is an alternative. We've had it now for 7 years, and that is to raise capital as a crowdsourced funding equity raising company. About $400 million has been raised in that 7-year period, and it's starting to pick up. But unfortunately, ASIC appointed 16 firms as intermediaries for the crowdsourced funding equity raising. And on my calculations, 2 of them are quite busy. In fact, they're controlling somewhere around about 85% of the market. And there's 2 others that are doing some work. And the others have just got on with their normal activities, I assume. We should be trying to keep them all very busy by making sure they are receiving applications from our clients. So I think we need to have serious conversations with our SME clients. If they've got good businesses and they need funding and they can't get it in what were the traditional ways of borrowing money, perhaps they should be looking at trying to raise some capital. And the opportunities are there. In this month's edition of Business Plus, we're looking at crowdsourced funding equity raising. Next month, we're going to look at early stage innovation company capital raising. So please have a look at that and think about the clients that you've got who might be interested in trying to raise capital. As long as their turnover is under $25 million Australian, they can raise, if they wish, up to $5 million. Now, the average raise is a little bit under $1 million because you can raise a sum of money and then raise more, even in the same year, as long as the aggregate doesn't exceed $5 million. I would commend this program to you to look at crowdsourced funding equity raising because it is a great way for small companies who have got a good story to tell to be able to raise some money. They're going to need some guidance and mentoring on a range of issues, from corporate governance to really using business plans and predictive accounting reports, the budgets, the cash flows, etc., to be able to communicate what their business vision is. But if they can overcome that, they can start scaling up their business operations. As always, thank you very much for your support of ESS BIZTOOLS. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or criticisms, please send us an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au. Thank you for your support of ESS BIZTOOLS. We look forward to continuing to serve you and to hear from you if you have any of those suggestions or criticisms. Stay safe. Have a great day. Goodbye. Thank you very much for being with us.